Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to King's Quest 2015. Let's continue. So, if I can't throw the bomb that I got into this fire and blow up these people, then I don't see any way to move forward in this day, which means I'm going to lose the blacksmith lady.
It's not worth getting caught for.
And I can't. I was thinking maybe that would have been the flame. But if that's not the flame, I'm thinking. There's just nothing here. Just to satisfy my curiosity, I'll look this direction to make sure there's no flame. Look this direction, make sure there's no flame. Running throughout the rest of the area. Maybe if I had something that could start a fire, like a flint and steel or a lighter or a torch, I could blow up the door to the bakery section. Let's see. We have this chunder blossom too, which I have no idea why that would be useful, and to get it we had to get the weed growing potion, and we've done everything for the old people and it's proven to be very unhelpful. Whereas if I had made a different decision with the blacksmith, she would have knocked out the guy with the key to this area, which would have allowed me to properly potentially bribe or feed people and keep people alive. Maybe even the goat. Although I have half a thought that the goat too had to die. I don't think they really did, though. I'm playing poorly. And see, I could even imagine myself now, because I feel a little invested in this. I could imagine myself going back and replaying this whole chapter. Not the whole game, but this chapter. And seeing if I could do it in a perfect way and correct things. That's all seems like what they want you to do, is to feel like you didn't succeed the first time. I'm gonna put this contraband in here. The other things don't need to be in there. The only thing, maybe if I went this way, I could get straw.
That's about as good as I was going to feel down there.
So I'm calling it a night, and that's the end of the blacksmith. So we'll see what happens when we lose the blacksmith. Maybe the blacksmith won't go to 0.
I couldn't believe I failed another friend. Some king I was. Today I would need to show Bramble some compassion if she was going to make it.
So the game is now rather easy, though. We'll go ahead and hit left bump to skip. It didn't feel like chapter 1 let you skip things, but now it seems like chapter 2 has implanted that ability. It seems like they were working on their engine as they were making this game. So the ultimate question will be, what is over here now? They're just crying, and I take the key off the table. And one would assume that the small key doesn't work on this lock. And so they're not happy. They're not happy she's gone. I'm starting to wonder if maybe this is what had to happen. Maybe I have to fail all of the kings, all the people. Suppose that's a possibility, that the King Graham in the future is telling a tale. Wow, that looks oddly different when it loaded in here. He maybe he's telling a tale of when he failed to kids. What is this? A page of heart. And flower. And that's all I guess I had or needed to do. That just looked really weird when I came in here with this shadow effect. Now I don't think there's anything up here. And I still haven't freed the second person, so I can't do anything on the left. But I can run back here and do the Cinderella part and get a broom. Why I need a broom, I don't know. The Princess and the Pea is still asleep, so I think these two sections on the right are not necessary anymore. Running back and getting another rose seems kind of pointless. Here we just need to grab the Cinderella shoe and give it to this one. And so now I have a broom. The broom doesn't do anything. Well, the bomb, I suppose, can get through this now, so throw this. I would be happy if this is close to the end of this and we're just wrapping up everything. Just be careful. And I guess I'm walking this direction. What is this?
The goblins love stories, especially fairy tales, and they always wanted to hear more.
Well, I love stories too, Grandpa.
As do I. But the goblins were obsessed with them. They couldn't just enjoy their stories like you or me. They based their whole lives around them, collecting and hoarding everything they could from their treasured tales, even if it meant stealing.
This guy looks like a human. Can I take any more of these? Can I put the heart page here? And let's go through here and see where this takes us. See, if I just escaped without any of the people, that'd be a pretty nasty way to end this, wouldn't it? No, I'm down here, which means I can get the bolt cutter. So I don't even know what the bolt cutter is gonna prove itself useful for. Maybe I can cut the locks and free the other people. 2 out of 3 wouldn't be bad. To get to this point required me to get the weed growing potion, which I feel like was the 3rd step, but it also required me to have fed myself 3 times, and when it all just bounces out, I'm trying to rack my brain here and think if there was a way I could have saved everybody. Like, honestly, instead of replaying chapter 2, my first step, if I was even going to consider it, and I have to play the rest of the game first before I even consider it at all, would be to look at a walkthrough and see if there actually is a way to do it. Because it might just be that there's trickery going on here and you actually can't ever succeed on this. Now if I give them the flower,
I can't really help until I'm back on my feet again.
They won't do anything first, so let's give them the meat.
1 for me and 1 for baby. I think I'd feel better sitting.
Now I can give them the flower.
This is perfect. Wenty, let's get to work.
Oh, I think this can all be solved with a little pie. And in the absence of pie, these prison sweetie cakes should work wonders for goblin relations. Well, hello, little friends. Who would like to sample these treats? Get them while they're hot. Nobody has ever turned down my sweetie cakes before. Look, I'm eating it. It's good. Well, kindness isn't exactly killing them. Graham, I have a new plan. Compassion for my wife outweighs compassion for my enemies. Find me some chunder blossoms, please. They tend to grow in this region.
What's a chunder blossom do?
Well, we'll mix it in with the sweetie cakes. It'll twist those goblins' stomachs into quite a pretzel.
Not sure I like this idea.
Desperate times call for desperate measuring cups.
Desperate
It's worth a
measuring
shot.
cups.
Here, Graham, you'll take it.
So I already have I have a page of Bravery and a page of Heart. I already have the Chunder Blossom, which I didn't need to get that along as quickly as I did, but here they go.
Thanks, Graham. Baking with chunder blossom's a delicate process. If the seeds touch me skin, I could be right back on the ground for days. healthier, I'd feel more confident in the plan.
Give the sweet cakes?
I'm still pretty full from earlier today. Thank you.
I don't know who I need to actually give the food to, then. Let's see.
I didn't want to do that until the guards in this room were gone.
So I can bolt cut somebody out, but only after the guards are gone. Let's see. Will the bolt cutters cut
It's not
this?
worth getting caught for. Guess
Will the
I'm
broom
paying
work with that?
attention. That would never work. I thought you said
Will that
you
work?
never wasted
So doing that path would have solved my issue, I suppose. By giving me one more food, but it would have been too little too late in a lot of scenarios. I don't even know what to do. Maybe these guys won't pay attention if I cut these guys out.
Hello, nice rocky buddies. Come in. Share our delicious soup. Some for you and some for you. I call you Stony, and you Marbles. You can be Sandy.
You're scaring me.
I'm scaring myself.
Guys,
The alarm. We better get a move on.
You guys go. My new friends will protect me.
Muriel, we don't have time for this.
Go. I'll be waiting right here for you. I want to make sure the other prisoners get fed.
After all these years, you still find ways to surprise
Get
me.
out of here!
So it just jumped me to this section?
I was off to seek an audience with the Goblin King. If I could get my hands on his key, perhaps I could set the other prisoners free.
Did you have a particular reason for choosing the Hobblepots?
It would take a miracle to get out of this one, and in the absence of miracles, tricks would have to suffice.
But Amaya could have wrecked all those rock bottoms.
And I'll...
Would you mind calling for a guard to carry her off to bed?
But, Grandfather, I'd like to hear more.
Which part did you like the best? The mischievous goblins? Or the interrupting boy who wanted to tell a different story?
Oh, I was enjoying the goblins. Absolutely, I was. I just wanted to show you that I
I
could...
think it's best to call it a night. The storm has calmed down, and so has she.
But, Grandfather,
Guard,
I just wanted to...
this is not a time for debating. Go to bed. We can continue in the morning.
As you wish. Good night.
Guard, wait. Sorry, I didn't mean to snap. These elixirs have my nerves on edge.
It's okay, Grandfather. And thank you. I do still have a lot to learn from your stories.
Sweet dreams, Guard. Sleep well.
That I can do with my eyes closed.
So now I feel like this cutscene, Graham has acted kind of like a jerk because I've played kind of like a jerk.
No.
oh, go ahead. Stay back.
I wasn't sure if I could get her across. but he needed to believe I could.
So maybe I only needed like 2 pages in the puzzle. So apparently I chose wisely there. But I also kind of feel like the game will just give me the opposite. This is a full refresh of what we did with Achaka.
Left. Forward. Right. Right. Forward.
Now I think anywhere I go is fine. Unless we find out that I messed this up and it falls. Or I just give them the wrong instructions. The buttons are in the same orientation as the... Let's see, can I jump forward? No. So we'll just zigzag our way this way. And the music plays with every jump. And I don't see any reason to do anything different than what I just did. So. See, this is more of a cutscene with instructions and interactions than anything else. Any path I would have taken seems like it would have worked.
Thank you.
See, I just don't feel like I did that previous section satisfactory or the right way.
No time to explain.
No time to explain. Get in my cape. So that solves a lot of things. And now we have the dragons. So is it the gremlins that aren't feeding the dragon in the future? Just like they weren't feeding these people? It's a little baby dragon.
Nightmares come in many forms. Once you realize what you are actually afraid of, you can start to deal with the fear.
Did I just pick him up? There's a picture from the original King's Quest in the tapestry.
Just my head. It's not gonna work. I'm not afraid of you.
I figured after that scream you'd be back. Let's pick up our story once again. I wasn't actually...
Did I do something that caused the rats to show up?
I'm still struggling with the loss of Achaka. Now, my decisions meant the life or death of a kingdom. That's the true beast I needed to wrestle with.
Seems like these guys are being really mean to this human who's pretending to be a gremlin. And I don't see a way of... Like, am I supposed to scare these guys with the shadow? It seems very specifically like I'm supposed to do something here. What do I do with it? Dragon Baby? No. Chester? No. The Sweet Cake? No. The Page of Bravery? The Broom? The Page of Heart? Chunder Blossom Chopsticks? So none of the items I have right now interact in the way that I think they should. I feel like I might have failed again. Like, this is the third or fourth time I've had this feeling that I've just entered this area in some way without all the items, without everything done, and the game has just let me do it. Chester?
I hope you didn't waste it on that.
Maybe I didn't hit A. Oh, I didn't hit A. My hat. Is that 1 second or everybody? Oh, I'll give you one bit of help.
I didn't need to wear his crown to be a great king. My old hat suited me just fine, and Daventry was ready for a new adventure.
I'm kind of happy to be gone of the hat, too. The crown. I can't wear it, though. Shame. Not yet. And we have this book, and you don't climb up the ladder, and you can't do anything else. So let's look at the book. Something by Manny. The Pied Piper by Manny.
Once in a town just like the one you're imagining.
It is Manny. He is the bad guy each time, isn't he?
All were welcome here. Well, everyone except for the pests. The townspeople cried out to their king, "We must be rid of these rats. They're scaring our children and stealing our cheese." One even ate a baby. The town had become very unpleasant indeed. Every morning, gold coins clanged through the water well carrying wishes for a better town, but the rats remained. The king, in his finite wisdom, had also been casting wishes, for he desperately needed a plan. As wishes would have it, a wandering piper appeared at the castle gates. The piper offered to expel the rats from the kingdom.
Not really doing much here, just hitting B.
Overthrow their moronic liege.
So is Manny the Pied Piper from a...
Here, here, they cried out. Our throne is but a seat for a hat rack. Rid us of these pests, and the throne is where you'll rest. The stranger pulled out a small flute and played a pleasing melody. The music summoned the rats out of hiding, and they danced on the head of the king.
Gross.
The king shrieked a high-pitched squeal, but the piper continued his song. The rats were led back to the wooded forest where they belonged. The piper returned to the castle to claim his reward, but his knock echoed throughout the halls, and no one let him in. He raised his pipe, and a new melody was played. He watched the drawbridge lower, and a mesmerized kingdom pranced to his side. With a few simple notes and a turn on the heel, the stranger led them from the castle to the deep, dark caverns below.
Is that what happened to all the gremlins? They were humans and the Pied Piper turned them into gremlins?
The throne is now empty, and the well doesn't clang anymore.
Manny knew exactly what to write to incite the horde. He chose every word carefully, fully knowing how the goblins would react to his story. Oh, it was brilliant. They did all the dirty work, and he just sat back and watched. I thought I had bested him in the duel of wits, but the mind games were just beginning.
So it looks like there's a special book over here. 101 goblin pranks to fool your friends. 781 the baby swap. So I can't do anything, but there is this idea that one of them baby swapped. What's this? I don't think I could have activated that doorway before.
Nightmares ever come true?
Of course, but real monsters are far easier to deal with than imaginary ones.
I really feel odd now. It just feels like I'm in a totally different section of the game, and I've spent so much time in being locked up and jailed with the prisoners that I expected a more satisfactory ending to that.
Ugh, goblins ruin everything.
So these two are the...
Yes, I'm still paying attention. Really? I thought you said you never wasted food. Yes.
So I can't open it and free them, but at the very least we know they're not dead, which kind of tells me that I think it's more for brownie points, the idea. So
Distress! Help us, King!
Enough! They're only stories. Can't you just enjoy them for what they are? You've missed the point entirely. Is this how you want your story to be remembered? Wait. How about a new story? Once upon a time, there lived, let me see what I got here.
So I've got to say there lived a old man.
There lived a wise little goblin who loved adventures.
This is weird how the cutscene is integrating into my choices. And they're making the guards act like pigs.
Even at his young age, stories of the goblin's quests had spread around the land. Like the time he...
Outsmarted a quizzled griffin, bear hugged a basilisk, jump kicked an evil serpent lord. Let's go with Bear hugged a basilisk.
Bear hugged a basilisk.
No, any action.
Can't be right. Wait a minute here.
So, I'm gonna go with jump kicked an evil serpent lord because then he'll jump and pull the trigger.
Jump kicked an evil serpent lord.
No?
No, that can't be right.
Interesting.
Wait a minute here.
Outsmarted the quizzical griffin.
Outsmarted the quizzical griffin. In fact, his adventures were so legendary, the goblins decided to make him king. But the goblin adventurer was out of his element and overwhelmed with the work it took to run a successful kingdom.
Sounds like he's talking about himself. Their heart.
Heart. But it wasn't enough. He was afraid he would never live up to the king who came before. It got so bad that the goblin gave up. But when packing up his things to run away from the castle, the goblin found... He found...
Do I want the bravery or the heart page? That's really the only choices I have, I think.
No, that can't be right. Wait a minute here. Let me try that again.
Let's see. Apparently it's not either pages.
No, that can't be right. Wait a minute here.
The items are spinning like a Zelda item from
Let me try that again.
Ocarina of Time, I think. He found his hat.
His old adventurer cap. And the goblin realized that he wasn't just here to continue the previous legacy. He was here to create his own. One filled with
Heart?
compassion and the best group of friends you could ever ask for.
So it really feels like I could have just picked any solution that, as long as I could have found a page. And I don't think you could have gotten to this point without at least two options. Gross.
I shall call you King Nibbletooth the Third. Grandpa's gotta hear about this.
So this is like a really cool way to tell a story in a game.
Told you he'd save us.
I think it was me, actually.
You know, I'm not even sure anymore.
And she's just standing on the through the bed.
And that's my story. Some of the details might have changed over the years, and I certainly left out some parts I wasn't fond of. But I found it's best to enjoy stories for what they are, and not for what you hoped they would be.
Ouch! Because I am doing the exact opposite right now with this chapter.
You've fallen asleep again, and I think it's time I do the same.
Did I help this guy or did I hurt him?
You looked like you could use a friend.
Nope. I set him up to be used by Manny. So I'm very unsatisfied with this one as a chapter, and I would kind of like to go back and see if maybe there was a different solution here. Like, why is the salesman not behind vines? That doesn't make sense. And then the two bakers are stuck behind vines, and the old woman is stuck behind vines. On the lower right, you can see there was a heart, a bravery, and a wisdom page. I only got 2 of those when I could have gotten 3. I suppose maybe I could have continued to play the game and not finished anything, and then starved out 4 of the characters? Maybe? Let's see. That'd be an interesting thing to figure out what would happen if all 4 of the characters. I got all 4 coins. It would be nice if it turned out that a second playthrough added to this, but I don't think it does, because the stickers at the direct bottom center is indicates who passed out from exhaustion, and so the best solution would have been for there to be nobody on those beds. And then the top center is just who you chose to go with, which you had 3 options. But yeah, I'm just really, really not happy with the way that played out. The first part felt good, and if it had been the whole time, and it had maybe given me some opportunities to rewind. The save file of this game is problematic. I really wish I could save Scum, or that the day could be reset. So you could say, I don't like how that went. I'd like to reset the day and try again. But that's not what happened. And then once I did escape the captivity section of the game, the extra elements came way too fast and quick. If they had removed the puzzle with the baby dragon, and we had just gone directly to reading the Manny book, and then from reading the Manny book, he just made a non-interactive speech directly to the King Goblin. That would have potentially worked a little bit better if you could have kept all of that into the last 15 minutes and felt like it was. I'm also having problems with the story and the moral of the story, because I don't quite get it. I don't get what the old King Graham was trying to teach here. Is at the beginning, I know Graham was feeling like he couldn't really be a king, and he wasn't doing a good job, and he was just upset. And then it seemed also like he was sort of facing his fears of failure, but the fears of failure didn't get expressed enough so that it was pounded into my head, so I knew that's what he was dealing with. Which is weird, because throughout the entire chapter I was feeling a fear of failure, and after a while, after I let the goat die, although he didn't quite actually die, I just assumed I was a failure at that point, and then there's nothing left to be afraid of, because that's exactly the truth of it. They had an opportunity every time I went to sleep for me to have nightmares in the story. And if I had nightmares in the story, that would have worked well with the future part where Gwendolyn is having nightmares. Her story is similarly weak for the same reason, is that they just didn't have the writing completely focused on fears and nightmares. It's just writing, just using specific words, specific focus. They could have kept the theme more thematic. They practically could have gotten down to cheesy, just saying, don't worry, you can beat your fears. Every single character should have the word fear and nightmare and fear of failure over and over and over again. There should have been jokes where people were called failures, maybe, or maybe there should have been reassurances from all your friends that says, I know you won't fail me. And just every single sentence, failure, 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 fear, fear, fear. Just keep that coming to the point where it's impossible to miss. Because I really, really missed that in the story. And I feel like I might even be repeating myself as we look at these credits. It's a lot of credits, and I don't like how the credits are breaking up each chapter. It's just not another way of making the game longer. But I really, really like Chapter 1, and Chapter 2 feels so different. It feels like a different game. It's not really a point-and-click adventure game by normal standards. You usually don't have to manage somebody's health. Now that I know how the second chapter would go, I'm still not certain I could do it perfectly. Then I'm trying to rack my brain, because immediately you would have to give the food not to the rat. In fact, you probably never need to give the food to the rat. And I think by doing that, I would have had an extra day. So, first day, feed yourself, perhaps. Second day, feed yourself again. Maybe by the third day, if you just fed yourself each time, everybody would just be at one, and then you could go buy food for one person, get all the items necessary to get the sweet cake for another person, and yeah, that might work. Thanks for playing. Chapter 3 now available. Let's change save slot. Chapter 2 100% done. And let's see. Well, if I was to come back here and do Chapter 2 again, I suppose you could just do it. And that's a nice function, is you don't have to replay all of the very long beginning. Chapter 2 was only about 3 hours, where Chapter 1 felt like 6 hours easily. So they could have done 6 chapters and been more realistic. It feels a little dishonest when you have Chapter 1 be twice as long and then Chapter 2 is half as long as that. That seems planned, and even if they were to make up for that and Chapter 3 was as long as Chapter 1 and Chapter 4 and 5 was long as Chapter 1 or longer, it still feels like there was just some dishonesty. The truth of the matter, in my opinion, is if you are going to do these episodic releases of a game, you have to have it all done by the time you release Chapter 1, the first part. Like, you can't use it as an excuse to buy yourself more time to finish the game, because you're going to fall behind, you're going to miss release dates, That's not a good reason to do it. If you can't get the whole game out at the beginning, then you should just push the beginning of the release in total. Chapter 3 is going to be Once Upon a Climb, No Place Like Home, then A Good Night. These titles don't indicate anything. They're not very spoilery. Let's look at the gallery. So, in comparison, for all the things we did, I suppose if I didn't get him to marry in the first chapter, maybe his wife wouldn't be his wife for Wendell in the second chapter. There really wasn't anything special about her being in the story other than she's being pregnant and that being adding some spooky scariness to it. Do you think anything else would have changed during this part? No, I don't think so. I still think you would probably have all the other characters. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stamps plus another 7 side stamps. So that's 13 stamps on chapter 2. When I look at chapter 3, that's like 4. Wow. It says complete this chapter to view your mirror. And that's all that is in the gallery. I was thinking maybe you would unlock something else. So maybe chapter 3 will be even shorter. Like, wow. And then chapter 4 seems to be the same length. And then chapter 5 doesn't even show up. Maybe it will be better if it's shorter, though. I mean, when we really get down to it, chapter 2 did suffer from being long, the way it played out. And I can certainly see why that other video game critic that I heard review this game a long time ago complained about that. And maybe he didn't play any more of the game after chapter 2. Because it does feel repetitive, just being only able to do a few things and then having to decide to go to sleep. Well, instead of starting a new chapter, I'm going to just end this recording a few minutes early, 7 minutes or so. I'm a little bemused, a little unsatisfied, moderately, if not majorly unsatisfied. Not really hating the game yet. I still very much like chapter 1, and you could always play that and then skip chapter 2 or the rest of the game, and it didn't quite feel as sappy, and Gwendolyn's learning to face her fears was cool. Certainly there would have been other responses that, or other ways I could have played that, which may have had Gwendolyn attack the rat instead of befriend it. So I'm still kind of playing the compassionate role that I intended to play, although I feel like some of my actions in it were forced and they caused me to be more violent than I would have preferred to be. Anyways, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.